Welcome to Breaking the Cycle. This is JDJ. I'm here today answering the question, what is breaking the cycle? Here on Joint Conversations, episode 1. Why is my channel name Breaking the Cycle? Well, that's what I'm going to answer today. To dive deep, how the fuck did I come up with this name? Why don't I just name it Juan Smoking Weed or some shit? Why don't I name it JD Blazing or some shit? You know, JD Blazing and Crazing or something. You know, why don't I name it some shit like that, right? I'm gonna spark up this joint here. I hope you got something to spark. I'm smoking on that Crema de Mente right now by Alien Labs. It smells amazing. This is a second 7 grams that I've picked up from them, so I like it. It smells amazing. It tastes amazing. It hits amazing. I am enjoying this right here, and we're gonna spark this up. So make sure you got something to smoke with me, and let's have a conversation. Joint Conversations, episode 1. What is breaking the cycle? How did I come about this name? How did it come up about breaking the cycle, man? This name, Breaking the Cycle, has been on my mind for a long ass time. Since I've been probably, I'm gonna say 13 or 14 years old. I was about 13 or 14 years old when I came up with this name, and I decided to run with it and make it into like just a way of living, to be honest with you. At this point of the game, it's just kind of been a way I've been living, just breaking a cycle. And it started with basically me. I was out selling chocolates, man. I used to sell chocolates with the church. I would make some profit. I would sell some chocolates for a church. I would help a good cause. You know, I would make some money for myself, keep me off the streets, and help me do good, whatever, right? And one day I was at a store just selling chocolates, you know, and minding my business, selling my chocolates. I asked this guy, hey, you want to buy a chocolate bar? And, you know, nothing new. Some people just decide to tell some stories. You know, I'm just the one they would decide to talk to at that moment. But for some reason, this guy hit a little different. What he was saying just hit a little different. I always like, you know, take everything anybody ever told me when I was like a youngster, just like, you know, growing up. Like, I took it to heart, you know, whatever they said, I listened to them, you know. I talked to a lot of different people, like old people, young people, homeless people, you know, different types of people while I was basically out in the streets selling chocolates. So that day, this guy decided, you know, just to talk to me, kind of tell me just kind of like, you know, how us Mexicans, how we always end up kind of in gangs, you know, we always end up just making bad choices in our life. And you say, you know, man, you gotta break the cycle. And at that moment, you know, I was like, man, that kind of hit me like, man, breaking the cycle, you know. I'm gonna break the cycle. That's what I told myself at that moment. I'm gonna break the cycle. And I said, I'm gonna create an album. I'm gonna make a career. At the moment, I was making an illusion of becoming a rapper, making some type of rap music, and just using the name, making my album name Breaking the Cycle, pretty much. That was the plan, to make an album named Breaking the Cycle, make some music, whatever. I mean, and spread a message with that, or whatever the case is. I don't know. I had that thought in my mind at that moment. You know, obviously, as I grew older, I always kept that. I always told myself, I'm going to keep this name in my mind. Like, I'm going to keep this name. I'm going to use this name someday. I'm going to use this name someday to spread a message of, you know, like breaking the cycle, bro. Like I'm breaking it. Like this just the way to live. This was way before I started smoking, so I kept that name in my mind pretty much, breaking the cycle. I kept that name in my mind, and as I got older, you know, I fell in love with this flower, this plant, Mary Jane. I fell in love with this Mary plant, Mary Jane. I fell in love with Mary. I started seeing how people judge the person for consuming Mary Jane. You know, there's a stigma around it, and it's okay. You know, there's a stigma for a reason, because there is certain cases where marijuana does affect you, or it slows you down from becoming someone. I mean, even when I was younger and I consumed the Mary plant, um, it just stopped me from certain things and just growing. But at the same time, I like to thank this plant because it opened my mind and a whole different thought process. And you know, I went throughout high school, you know, not really much. I had an illusion, you know, when I was 15, 16, to kind of do something with the cannabis industry. My mind was like, I'm gonna open up a dispensary. I'm gonna call it, had a name for it, call it Louder Co. or some shit like that. And then eventually turned into, I'm gonna call it Crumbles, and you know, different names like that. That it was at that moment, but to me, breaking the cycle just kept growing, and I get out of high school and I still had that same illusion, but I went to college, didn't really see myself being in college. I wanted to do something in business, and this is where I got introduced to the insurance industry. I got introduced into the insurance industry, and I started when I was just like freshly out of high school, freshly out of high school. I started in the industry. And at the end of that year, me graduating high school in the beginning of 2018, I went to an event. It was just an event for the insurance industry. And I ended up just kind of imagining that I'm going to build a insurance agency, and I'm going to call it Breaking the Cycle. Something like that, in a way of being just using it as that. At the same time, I started the YouTube channel, and I also named it Breaking the Cycle. But I was just posting me working. I was working in the field. I was trying to sell insurance and go to the office and learn a new skill. And I never did anything with it. And then I finally I just decided to not do anything. And then I started a separate marijuana channel at one point as well. So I deleted that one where I was just making vlogs of me, my day-to-day, of me just going out and about, working in the field. I was fucking going to the office, you know, daily, day-to-day type of shit that I was doing. And I erased all those videos, and I ended up starting again from scratch. And then I decided to start my first marijuana page. And I just did it for fun at first, you know, just kind of see how it did. And I ended up actually getting a video that got like a 1,000 views, like just on its own organically. I didn't even know it did. My friend told me it got 1,000 views because he was looking it up. He was looking for a product review, and then he ended up seeing it at the time. And I was just astonished by that. I didn't even know. But then at that one point, I erased everything because, as you can tell, if you go back to my first video that I posted, I said that I had a YouTube channel. That's the YouTube channel I had. And I just kind of deleted everything. I had made a bunch of videos. I don't know how many videos I made, but I made a bunch of reviews. There were a bunch of reviews, a bunch of edible reviews, and I just made them. And I even got somebody to send me something. Shout out to Cosmos D's. If you've ever had their chocolate, he sent me something. I made a video on one, and he saw my video. He sent me like a box of goodies. And like, shout out to Cosmos D's for sure, man. Like, when I first did that. And right now, you know, I left the insurance industry now. You know, I do plan on maybe going back for different reasons, just because I am doing this here. It's called And this is where I'm at right now, basically, like breaking the cycle where it's just a way of living, of like just coming out of your situation, bro. Like, I don't come from money. I don't come from wealth. I don't come from much, to be honest. I'm just, living my life, trying to stay above ground every single day. I'm just thankful that I'm above ground every single day. And so breaking the cycle to me is just a way of living, bro. It's just a way of living. Like, I've been living this way since I can remember, man. Like, the reason I started in the insurance industry was because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to break these generational curses that motherfuckers go through, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we enjoy life to its fullest? There's people enjoying life to the fullest, traveling the world, seeing going to the top of the highest building and seeing the fucking world, bro. Like, like, people are doing these things. Like, why can't we do it? Why do we just kind of get like stuck in this matrix, you can call it, where we just kind of pay our bills, we live day to day, and we just kind of think that's okay? I don't find that to be okay. And I feel like, it takes, changing your mindset, changing the way you think, changing the way you deal with issues. And it's gonna take more than just a generation to do that, but that's the goal. That's what I'm doing. I'm breaking the cycle with my family, you know what I'm saying? That's the goal. And not only that, but as I'm getting older, I'm realizing, motherfuckers out here living life, having all this money too, but they're not really happy, and all that matters is the money. But there's so much, they have all this money, maybe, but I don't know if that, there's nothing wrong with having a bunch of money. I would love to have a bunch of money, but I also want to do something that I dream of, like I have a dream of someday having this plant be able to, like, how do I explain it? Like, make a living off of this shit, man. Like, I love smoking Mary Jane. Maybe one day, like I'm breaking the cycle of not having people not making their dreams a reality, bro. Like, that's the thing too. Like, people give up on their dreams. People give up on their goals. And especially dreams, like, this is a dream to me, like being able to one day have my own strain, one day have my own piece of land where I'm able to, like, invite people and smoke, like, having events, like, just to think about it, like, as I get, the bigger my dream gets, First it was, just having a dispensary, but now, it's been always having my own strain. And being able to, like, have my own strain one day and having other people enjoy it as well. And, being known, I don't know. I think that's where I want to be. Want to be known. I want to be recognized, and, like, I want people to enjoy this shit. One day, maybe invite people to an event, have a dope ass event where it's all about love and positivity and mindset, and there's music, there's delicious food, there's a freaking roller coaster ride, just an amazing time, an amazing vibe. We're smoking weed, all you can smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're giving joints out like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I have this big old dream. That's what, like, breaking the cycle is, though. Like, just making your dreams into a reality, man. Like, changing the way you think so you can make the things you want to happen. Like, I want to make my dream a reality. Like, this is just a dream, bro. Like, this is literally just a dream. Like, me doing all these content is just to put myself out there to fund my dream, to be able to make that dream into a reality. Like, one day I want to be able to smoke a strain, like, smoke the same weed with y'all, man. Just be able to smoke and have, like, cool events and just living my life, traveling the world, meeting great people, meeting amazing people around the world, smoking the best weeds around the world, eating the best foods around the world. We're breaking the cycle, man. We're breaking the cycle. We're living our dreams. We're doing what makes us happy. We're able to do that in this internet era, and that's what breaking the cycle is, man. Just like this journey of making it happen, of breaking the cycle, man. Changing the way we think so we can live the way we want to live, man. Like, it starts with changing the way you think. That's a big thing to me, like changing the way you think. I feel like that's where it started for me, changing the way I think, because your thoughts control your thoughts control your actions. So if you're feeling sad, you're probably not gonna want to go to the gym. You feel what I'm saying? But if you don't fucking give a fuck about your feelings, and you don't let that shit stop you, bro, then you're just gonna go do it no matter what, because you're not listening to the way you feel. You're acting upon what you know, so you control the thoughts. So let's just say you're feeling sad, you just control your thoughts. Like, nah, fuck that, I'm feeling sad, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go out and go to the gym because I need to get to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But I just feel that I want to be able to make an inspiration, and I feel like marijuana has always been a cool ass plant that changed the way I think. Made me and sit there and think about like my life and what the fuck I've done to myself, or how the fuck have I led myself to living the life that I'm living. And it's cool to have those conversations with yourself at times, especially, and then you get to enjoy it with this beautiful plant. It takes off layers, it slows things down for you. That's why I enjoy this beautiful plant. People look at this as a bad thing, man. There's motherfuckers out here, like, there's alcohol in every single store you pretty much walk into. Every single store you pretty much walk into, you will find alcohol. And I think that alcohol is, like, honestly probably the worst drug. If not, like, probably, like, the worst drug. Because, like, you can get addicted to that shit. And if you become addicted to that shit, you're killing yourself, your liver, all this different shit. Your heart, it's just different things you're hurting yourself with already from drinking alcohol. Your way of thinking changes completely. At least for me, there's times I can get a little more anger, a little bit more sad, and it's just not worth that. Those feelings. I feel like marijuana doesn't really alter your feelings. Yeah, you can get sad and shit like that, and you can get like, but you really won't act upon your madness. You probably won't get mad if you're smoking marijuana, more than likely. I don't think you'll get mad. You'll get sad, probably. You'll be happy and shit like that. It does alter your mood, so I mean, that too. I mean, it's not a way to escape from your life either. Like, it's not a way to escape, but it is something that I see that it is looked at as a bad thing, when in reality, man, this is a medicine. And to be honest, if you don't overdo it, this is beautiful, man. Imagine how many prescription drugs are sold that could be being replaced with this right here, because they're depressed or whatever, or like they got like, but there's a bad stigma around this shit. Fuck that, man. I have like a neighbor that be taking, not my neighbor, but my mom's neighbor, my mom's neighbor takes like a bunch of pills, man. And it's like crazy to me, bro. Like, how the fuck, like if she just had this joint instead of all those pills, it'll be much better for her. You know what I'm saying? It'll be much better for her than having to do all those pills. Because even now, if she were to like want to come off those pills, it'll be like a withdrawal. Same thing with marijuana. There is a withdrawal to this shit too, but at least it's a natural thing. You can overcome it. Versus the pills is like, that shit is actual drugs. I don't know what the fuck that shit does to your system. I don't know, but look, man, we're just here. This is what breaking the cycle is, man. changing the way we think. I'm smoking my weed. Just because I smoke weed doesn't mean we're not gonna be successful. You know, just because we smoke weed doesn't mean we can't do something great. Just because we smoke weed doesn't mean we aren't sharp enough. You know, just because we smoke weed doesn't mean we can't accomplish great things. And 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 just because we have a dream doesn't mean we can't make that shit a reality either. Because my dream is with this shit. Literally, my dream is with this shit, man. My dream is with this shit right here. I want to make my own personal strain. I want to have an event one day where I can invite all the people that just support me throughout this journey one day. And I want to be able to own a piece of land and make it into something called a marijuana wonderland, where I can enjoy and others can enjoy with me. I just want to be able to break the cycle for myself, for my family. And even though, people may not support me for smoking this or not think of me as someone who I don't know, maybe people don't appreciate that I smoke marijuana, but I enjoy it. I think it's a great plan. I think everyone should smoke marijuana. Whether you smoke it, whether you fucking take an edible, whether you use tinctures, whether you just use a body rub, man. Like, I really believe everyone should smoke marijuana. And I just want to be a positive influence to the people. As we proceed through this journey, breaking the cycle, we're going to change our life, man. This shit's going to change. Life is going to change. Life will get better and better and better. That's the goal, to break the cycle, man. To break the cycle. We grew up in not the best situations. Single mother home, no father, mom was barely even home. I had to figure out, I'm not supposed to be this person I am, I guess. I was lucky enough to meet someone, grew up selling chocolates. I got introduced into in the insurance industry and the self-development world. And right now I'm just trying to improve myself into becoming a better man, a better individual in the world, being able to live out my dreams, because I'm breaking the cycle of people not living out their dreams, people sticking to this life that they don't want to live. I want to be able to break the cycle of people thinking that marijuana is bad, that marijuana doesn't help you with anything, that marijuana is just a bad thing. I want to break the cycle of people thinking, I'm supposed to be a fucking loser because that's what I'm supposed to be. Because I grew up with no father, so I'm supposed to be a loser. I'm supposed to be someone who doesn't make it in this world. I'm supposed to be a fucking statistic. And I'm lucky enough to not have been that. And I'm lucky enough to keep being able to be in this world and working on myself. I'm just grateful that I'm able to have this opportunity to be able to be out on the internet and being able to smoke my weed and talk about what I want to talk about. This is joint conversations, man. This is gonna be a joint conversations. I'm gonna let you guys know what my thoughts are, what different things as we proceed. This is gonna be me smoking a joint and having a conversation. And the first one is just like, what is breaking the cycle? And that's what breaking the cycle really is, like just the way of living, man. Like, you know, living 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 that way, breaking the cycle, living 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 BTC, living like living that that BTC life. I don't know, living that BTC life, you know what I'm saying? We're living that breaking the cycle life, man. We're changing the way our life is. You feel what I'm saying? We're living that breaking the cycle, we're living that BTC life. Well, that's what we're doing. We're living that BTC life, man. We're breaking the cycle. If your life isn't the best, man, let's make that shit better, bro. We can do it. It's possible. It's just about changing your mindset, man. Changing the way you think, changing some habits around. Let's just become better people, become better men, become better women. Make better choices so we can help our families out, so we can help ourselves out, so we can live the life we want to live. Like, I want to live an amazing life. If God gives me more time in this beautiful world, I want to live an amazing life. I want to be able to experience different things. I want to be able to see different things. I want to be able to meet and greet different people, man, and that I admire, that inspire me, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to do things that make me happy. And that's what breaking the cycle is, man. Because I feel like we live in a world where not everybody's happy, man. Seems like people are mad at the world or mad at each other, or like, I don't know what it is sometimes. Sometimes you see positivity, but sometimes you just kind of see negativity, man. Like, it's kind of sad, people don't make the smartest choices sometimes. And I just want to be able to influence the world in a way that's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little different. I like smoking my weed, and I like, making a different way of living a possibility. We're just living that breaking the cycle life. You feel me? We're living that breaking the cycle life. And that's what this channel is all about, man. Obviously, I love entertainment. I want to entertain y'all. I want to make some cool videos to be entertaining. I want to be able to make things that are funny and cool, and just like, I like my Mary Jane. And eventually, I just want to be able to like have these cool events or some shit. Host these dope ass events. And be able to, travel the world and see different places. And whatever your dream is, though, man, like, comment down below if you want, what your dream is, man. Like, cause it's like, we gotta do this shit, man. This is what breaking the cycle is about, and this is what this channel is about. So just follow my journey throughout the process, man. We're breaking the cycle, and this is a dream of mine, man, to be in this cannabis industry, yo. That's the goal, to grow, man. Well, breaking the cycle. If you're part of breaking the cycle, thank you for watching Breaking the Cycle. This is BTC. This is Breaking the Cycle, brought to you by JDJ. And just stay tuned for another video, challenges, vlogs on the way, new videos, new ideas, new reels, new wheels, new meals, new deals. That's what we're gonna do. That's what the goal is, right? The goal is to make something out of ourselves and make something into a reality, man. Like, I have no idea what breaking the cycle, how this video is going to turn out, but I'm hoping it turns out great. I'm hoping it turns out amazing. I'm hoping you guys understand what I mean by breaking the cycle.